Good. So I'll just sort of set the stage of what we're talking about. Give a small introduction. So the meeting is, you could say it's about non-duality, not two. And the suggestion is that's the way it is already. So this is not two. The not two-ness that this is well, it's needless. Everything is just simply needlessly as it is. These words, looking, the computer. And this meeting happens because there's an experience of two-ness. And that experience is that there's someone looking at the computer, that all the appearance, all the apparent objects are separate from me. So the illusion of duality is the illusion that what's happening is separate from me. That experience is one of being in the body. I'm in the body and everything else is separate. And with that experience comes the sense that something needs to happen. It is intrinsically, although not very often, noticed as discontent. And that's mostly interpreted in the experience that I need to become something. I need to have some sort of realization. There's something that I don't know about the appearance. There's something that I need to find. There's something that I need to create, either through experience, adding more information to me, anything really. And that discontent well, it expresses itself in simply the need for more experience. And it doesn't really matter what the experience is, it's just more. Now, the experience of separation, the experience of two-ness, is not two-ness appearing as that. So that sort of illuminates the dilemma of the separate experience or trying to find something for itself, which is basically all it can do. It'll even hear what we're talking about here as something for itself, as though what's being said is about something, a new experience, that Jim is having a different experience than anyone else here. And it's not a new experience. It's not a different experience. It's that there's just no experience. The experiencer is an illusion of not two-ness or of nothing appearing as separation. The sense that something's missing is an illusion. There isn't anything missing. Thank God, because there isn't anything to add to this. It's already done. This is it. This is that which is longed for already. So the meeting, maybe uncommonly, isn't actually trying to change anything. It's not trying to inform you, change you. In essence, it doesn't even see you. There aren't any people. There aren't any separate experiences. That is an illusion. So really all we're doing is talking about nothing. Yeah. So welcome. All right. Hello, Susanna.
Hello, Jim. Can
Hi.
can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm so grateful. I don't know. I really have no questions. I had a lot of questions, but actually now I have no real question because I understand that so the questions so that they won't help and they are of no use. But my non-existing me is so grateful that it has heard this message because there was so much contraction on daily
Yeah.
basis because of psychological maybe peculiarities of this particular body, yeah, that I'm not good enough and so much pressure from society, you should be this and that, or and psychologists recommend you should be yourself from one hand, others say that you should be this way or that way. It was nearly like neurosis, really. It was on the basis of neurosis. That's why. And lately, I have been watching one of your videos, and in this particular video, the questions were in such a way that every time, almost to every question you had to answer, there is no you. And every
Yeah.
time I heard it, there was so much inner joy. So it's interesting how joyful it can be to hear that there is no real person who is responsible for this whole story.
Yeah. Yeah.
This loosening of contraction is, of course, it's enormous. That's why
Yeah.
thanks a lot for this meeting.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Take care.
You too. Thanks.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Jim.
Hey.
Hey. You know, I watched a video recently where someone was asking you if you traveled in other dimensions.
Oh, sweet.
And it was funny. They kept coming at it from different places, and you kept saying, "There is no you."
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
no you.
Yeah.
And one of the things that sort of came up was just specialness.
Yeah.
And I wondered if you talk a little bit about specialness.
Yeah, well, that is when you started to talk about different dimensions, that's exactly what came up here. It's specialness. The individual, as I said in the beginning, is looking for an experience, and basically it's looking for a special experience that's going to free it or make it happy all the time. So it looks at these special apparent happenings, psychic powers, and all of these things as the form of, as I said in the beginning, it's looking for more experience. Well, some experiences it imagines must be better than others as far as finding what it feels is missing. And so, yeah, so astral travel or whatever, use other dimensional travel sounds really good to the separate experiencer. That must be where happiness is, in astral travel.
Yeah. It does sound kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you. Hi, Sheer. Siri just thought I'd talk to her. Go away, Siri.
Hi.
Sheer.
You hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello?
sorry. Siri decided it thought I was talking to it. I don't know how to turn Siri off. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Sheer, how you doing?
Hi. How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
It's nice to see you after 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim, I think to ask you about this 5 sense.
Yeah.
Is this all there is?
Yeah. Well, and there's intuition as well.
Because...
And there's thinking, and there's emotions.
So when you talk about this,
yeah,
can this be this 5 sense? That's all?
Well, it's not limited to five senses. The limitation of five senses is an experience the individual has out of the sense of being in the body. And there isn't actually any one in the body. So the appearance is limited to five senses. But nothing isn't limited to the appearance. The appearance is just nothing appearing.
Appearance or whatever is.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the me, whatever I see just a concept. It doesn't matter whatever I see, it's just a concept, because if there is no concept, there will be no seeing of a thing either.
Oh, that's not true.
That's not true.
No, seeing happens without concepts.
Yeah, but it will be not my seeing in that case.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Although concepts aren't yours either. There isn't anything that's part of the dream of me. Everything's separate, and at the same time, everything is mine in the sense that it's my experience.
Yeah, but that which I experience, this can be also what is.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that which is experienced. Yep.
Yeah, I mean the experience is it cannot be separate from that which is not experience.
No, I mean, but that's a concept. Yeah, you can understand that experience is all there is if you're a separate experiencer. But the separate experience is dissatisfying.
I mean, this talking, this seeing, this whatever it is, according to you, there is just feeling sometimes like that according to you is just appear. There is no any process on that. Like now, just we talk. Absolutely. It's just appearance. There is no that's before right. Or not after.
That's right.
And that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, it. Really.
Yeah, this is it.
You know, because I always think about the process, you know.
Yeah.
And then it feels sometimes it feels that this is just whatever it is. It just is. It's
only
even if it's a concept. So that is what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks for nothing. I really, I really mean it. You worried me, but thanks for that even.
Great, cheers.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Bye.
You too.
Hi, Mohammed.
Hi, Jim.
Hey.
Jim, the first question, I heard you said that the seeing, hearing is the function of the brain.
Yeah.
And speaking is also a function of the brain.
Yeah.
And sharing this message is also should be the function of the brain, or?
Well, it's not limited to the brain, but yes, it's nothing appearing as sharing the message. And words, if you want to say it that way, come out of the brain. You know, it's conditioning. This body uses English.
Okay. What the relationship between the development of the brain and sharing this message?
None.
But
there's a relationship because it isn't actually the brain sharing it. The brain is the function that makes words and things, but it's nothing. It's nothing sharing this message. But it's also nothing appearing as a brain and nothing appearing as words.
Okay, nothing sharing this message through this brain, through functioning this brain.
Well, nothing is the brain as well. It's not through the brain. But you can't reduce the message to just a function of the brain. You can't reduce what we're talking about to a function of the brain because it's not limited to a brain.
But sorry, but animal cannot share this brain, this message.
No, but if they could talk, they might. In a sense, in a very real way, everything is sharing this. Everything is saying, this is nothing. This is it. This is freedom. Everything's saying it all the time.
Okay, thanks. Thanks
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Hi, Rowan.
Hey, Jim. I hope you can hear me okay. It's a little bit noisy here.
Yeah.
When you were speaking with Shua, you said something about what this is, includes intuition and thinking. And I was just wondering what the distinction is between those two.
Between thinking and
Intuition?
intuition. Well, intuition is just a different sense to thinking. It actually drives most of what happens, but the individual comes in and feels, appropriates it as its own idea or its own thought.
Oh, like I did this.
Yeah.
And I did it intuitively.
That's right. Well, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So intuition is just an appearance and it's just what happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like everything else.
Of its own accord. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
like everything else.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to echo Sheer as well. Thanks for nothing.
Yep, you bet.
Thank you.
Hi, Rita.
Hey, Tim.
Hi.
So I had a weird question to ask, which is after this knowing of the unknowing and listening to all the speakers, there was one thought that always sort of stayed in my mind, which is, do you then sort of go on to becoming a more compassionate, empathetic, and kinder person? That doesn't seem to be the case with me. I do feel anger, I feel frustrations, but however short-lived, they do come. But when I listen to the speakers, I see that they're full of love, empathy, care, and all these beautiful soft words.
Oh my!
I don't feel any of that.
Oh well, what we're talking about here isn't a feeling. It isn't about becoming something. It isn't about being a certain way. It's merely pointing out that everything is already what's longed for, or everything is already nothing.
Right. But just that, I see people who've had this so-called shift or this knowing. They post these beautiful pictures of flowers and sunsets, and but I don't think those things. And they talk about the beloved and the love and the kiss of the morning, and to me it's every day, but dealing with.
Well, this isn't anything to me because there isn't anyone here for it to be something for or to. That's the message.
Cool. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Hi, Samir.
Hi,
Hey,
Summer.
hey, Summer.
Hey, we met a couple times in New York.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But this is my first Zoom. Thanks for having me. My question is, I know anything can arise. I'm wondering if I were to say to you, I guess my question is about maybe self-consciousness, or what we call conventionally self-consciousness.
Yeah.
If I were to say to you, Jim, you have very pretty eyes.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Well, that is true. Yeah. But do you think could there be like the feeling of either maybe pride or bashfulness, or versus if I were to say to you, Jim, you have very bad breath or something, could there be anger or shame or something like that? Do you know, like, could those feelings arise, or do they rely on the person in a very specific way?
Yeah, some emotions, the ones that have to do with interpersonal relationships, rely on there being a separate individual. Without a separate individual, there just isn't anyone to have those feelings. But anger, frustration, joy, pleasure, all those seem to still arise.
But could there be like subtle conditioning? Like if I say you have very pretty eyes, like subtle conditioning that persists, that maybe, you know, there's like a feeling of even receiving that someone has said something about me and that is me? And,
oh, no, absolutely not.
No.
No, well, there isn't a me for it to be about.
Right, but is there conditioning?
And there isn't anyone else to give a compliment.
Right.
There's just compliments and hearing. There isn't anyone to receive it.
Okay. Cool. All right. Since we met last, we had a baby, and
cool.
And this new baby has been such a pointer to this for me.
Yeah.
In a similar way that you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Great.
All right.
Yeah. Hi, Geoff. Jeff? Geoff? Jeff?
Hello.
Hi.
In the story, or the illusion that identifies with me, some years ago, I was in a car accident that has left me with headaches every morning. But if I understand this correctly, that can't be, because it only be if I identify with a self or with something that is pain.
No, it hasn't. This has nothing to do with identifying or disidentifying. And there isn't an I or a me that doesn't have a story. The I and the me am the story. There isn't any, this isn't a message of detachment or disidentification. It's that the entire experience that you have headaches is an illusion. There are just headaches.
So in other words, it's also a form of specialness.
Having a headache, well, it's in a sense, the whole energy of the separate me is one of being special. That's not a judgment. The sense of being a me is the sense that I am the center of the universe and everything revolves around me. It's a pretty special position to be in. And that comes with that separate experience. And so everything that happens to that in that story is also special.
Then everything is just that is.
Absolutely, but only apparently. It's not real. That's the separate experience. It's real and I am real. That's the illusion. There isn't anything real.
And then what's left for me is, if there is a me, there's just a sense of joy.
I don't know. So the me, if it feels a sense of joy, it's limited. It's limited to getting or owning or knowing something. It comes and goes. That's the experience of me. And in that, it's dissatisfying.
That could be the same said about peace then.
Anytime there's a me, everything is temporary. Everything is, it's dependent upon what's only temporary.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Rowan.
Hi, Jim. Something you said about reality with such certainty. You said that there isn't. This isn't reality. What knows that? How does that? How can that be possibly known? And but you say it with such certainty.
It isn't known.
No,
it only sounds
but it's
certain.
said.
It only
Okay.
sounds certain, but there isn't any certainty. There isn't any doubt either.
And yet there's so there is no reality. This is kind of both real from a sense of a me, but unreal because it's nothing.
Yes.
And that's impossible to comprehend.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Hi, Suma.
Hello, Jim. Quick
Hi.
question. Because you said that there is no one there, do you still not have experiences?
No, there's no one to experience. You could imagine it like something landing somewhere, something being registered by someone. There has to be someone to register what's happening for it to be an experience.
But you do remember that you did the talk, like let's say you've gone to New York or somewhere to do a talk.
Yeah.
So but that counts, wouldn't it count as an experience that you were there, you were doing the talk, you answered, not answered,
Yeah.
I mean, there was talking. So isn't that an experience?
No, you need an experiencer for it to be an experience.
So then what would not saying you, but how would wow, I'm struggling. What would that be to you?
Well, nothing. It's all already nothing, and it's not to me. It's nothing to no one.
But it
at the
happened.
same time, at the same
you have proof on YouTube.
at the same time, it's fullness appearing. So it's nothing and it's full.
Okay, so we're calling, I mean, because I'm there, I would call it an experience. Because there is no one there, it would be nothing. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's nothing.
I don't know. I felt like I was so close to getting it.
Sweet.
Okay, I'll keep trying, Jim. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Hi, Suma. Hi, Moira. Oh, you're still frozen. Oops, I heard a little peep.
I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yep.
Can't see you or anything. I can't see you. I mean,
Okay.
I've got a bit of a fixation going on at the moment because I've written this down and I've gone on to this. The falling away of the contracted energy, so is the end of the experiential center.
That's right.
But I've also got it in my head now that the falling away of the contracted energy is something that's got to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the experience of me, that there's someone in there that needs to have a new experience.
So I think we've been there before. The falling away of the contracted energy, what is that?
It's just another story.
It doesn't happen.
Well, the falling away, it apparently happens, but it doesn't happen to anyone, not like the experiencer expects it to. It expects to move from one reality to another and have a better experience, and that doesn't happen.
So this is just the me doing what it does.
Yeah, looking for an answer.
Yeah, thinking something's got to happen and latching onto that and clinging onto it, basically, for dear life, it seems to me.
Yeah.
But it does that with anything. It doesn't, I'll find something on it, and that's doing it with that at the moment. So that jumps from one thing to another.
It does.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try to not ask any more silly questions.
Oh, no, there aren't any silly questions, Moira. It's all good.
Okay, I can't
Thanks.
see you, which is a bit weird, but okay. Bye.
Hi, OP.
Hello, Jim.
Hi.
Oliver.
Hi, Oliver.
Hi. I was wondering about the difference between the story and what is, what's happening.
Well, when there's a story, that is also what's happening. There isn't any difference. All there is what seems to happen, and it can appear as a story, as an individual having a life.
And when the me falls away, the story ends, or it continues. It ends.
In a sense, it ends. So the basis of the story is that this is real, and that separation is real. That doesn't happen. It already isn't really happening. It's an illusion. So the story doesn't actually, and the me doesn't actually fall away. There isn't a me to fall away. It's just revealed that there is no separation. There are no people, and everything is nothing.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Thanks.
Just one another question. Are you planning to come to Europe again anytime soon?
Yeah, in March. I'll be there in March. I'll be in London. I think it's the 3rd weekend of March, and in Vienna on the 2nd weekend of March.
Okay. Nice to hear that.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Angela.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question is, conceptually, I understand, but it's still me understanding. I'm doing me conceptualizing what you're talking about.
Okay.
And so it feels like just something else I'm latching onto. My movie is talking about experiences, but it's still me. And so I'm just worried that I've just developed another obsession, before my work, and now it's this. When does that, is it potential that might just go on forever? And they'll, so why even bother? I know I do want to bother.
Absolutely.
It just
I totally agree.
Another story.
Totally. Well, at the same time, it might be not just conceptual.
Mm.
So when I was seeking and I heard, Tony, of course there were concepts. I even put little pieces of paper up around the house. There is no one, this is it, nothing happening. But there was something that was also touched.
Yes.
Something beyond the concepts. And what can happen is that being touched, it sort of moves into the brain and it starts thinking about things. But that doesn't mean there isn't being touched by it.
Yeah. It's overwhelming, but it's still me.
No, it's both. If that's what's going on, it's both. There's something. So when I'm talking about being touched, it's not actually the me that's being touched by it.
Mm. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, love.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Can you say, so sometimes there are sensations, and sometimes it's yeah. Can you say something about the difference between sensations and, I can't find the word now. So yeah, it's, I can't find the word anymore. So that there can be just sensation. Yeah, there are sensations for no one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all there is.
Yeah. And that's not an experience.
No.
So, yeah. No.
If there's no one, there's no experience.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hey, William.
Yes. Hi, Jim.
Hey.
It's great to see you.
And you.
Yes. So basically, I wanted to share something that's been on my mind. I think it was the second time I ever called you, which was about 3.5 years ago. And we were talking and talking. And at the very end of the conversation, it was based upon something God said. You said, a simple life is what is longed for.
Mm.
And that kind of hit me somehow. And then the next time I called you back, I referenced that and I said, I'm longing for a simple life. And you said, no, you're not.
No.
And I was thinking about that last night, and I was thinking, as much as I think, oh, I want the struggle to be over, I want the drama and the intensity to be over, I am addicted to that drama. I'm actually addicted to the highs and lows, the extremes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though I would have to say things are so much more simple. So I don't know what you meant back then. Obviously, that was a while back, but I take that to mean simplicity as far as these emotional highs and lows the person experiences. The simplicity isn't so much what's going on, it's that everything's not extreme or intense anymore. Is that kind of what you mean?
No, not at all. The simplicity is that there isn't anyone. The me is complicated. The me feels like intensity or addiction or what appears is important. And that's a complication, because it then is trying to tinker with what appears, trying to make it satisfying enough. And the simplicity is that the appearance isn't for anyone. And in that, it's simple. It's just simply what appears.
So do you think the same kind of cycles of addiction and stuff? I mean, we've talked about this in the past, but for me, there's a whole roller coaster with addiction. So the me kind of gets into it and makes a drama to give it, well, like you said, like importance and that.
Yeah.
So there would just be whatever's happening as far as the behavior.
Yeah, well, that's this now. That's this. There's just whatever's happening. The whole idea that there's emotions and highs and lows and addictions all relate to the story of the me, that something needs to be different. Something needs to change for this to be whole.
So there's no story to this?
No, there isn't. Already.
And that's it?
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
But now I want to go somewhere, and I guess what you're,
But that's it too. That's the real dilemma for the separate experiencer, is it feels like when I want to go somewhere arises that that's not wholeness, that's not completeness, but it is. But there isn't anything else.
It's also, I know you'll probably say this is wholeness and completeness too, but it's just frustrating, this constant I need to go somewhere, I need to go somewhere, I need to go somewhere, and it never really gets anywhere.
Oh, but frustration is it too.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thanks, William. Hey, Jason.
Hi, Jim. Hey, it was to see you in Seattle. That was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, well worth the trip. I have a little story or something, I guess. I don't know, something to share, but I was walking down the street like 2 days ago, and there was a kind of a discontinuity in the experience, like the ongoing experience.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's like, can't even describe it, but then there was this overwhelming knowledge or thought or whatever. I never existed. Like I've never existed. Like there never was an I. Like
That's
there
right.
never was a Jason. There never was a me. Like never, ever, 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 ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Never, ever. And it's there's nothing to fall away. There's nothing to collapse. There's nothing that dies because there's already nothing here. There's nobody here. There's
That's
nobody here.
Yeah.
And okay, that was like a flash or whatever. Then I started coming back, whatever. And there's just like this empty body kind of like walking through the world, no meaning, no purpose, like complete emptiness. But then this emptiness feels really horrible, like to the me or whatever, to this the me thing. It just feels horrible, the emptiness.
Yeah, it does.
Like when there's nothing, when it's substantial, whatever, like that's cool. Like that's great, that's cool.
Yeah.
But this thing about the emptiness, it's horrible.
Dread.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so this dream of me or whatever is occurring still now here. But I guess if I have a question for you, what could you just talk about this distinction between like the nothing and the empty? Like it just seems like they're different.
Well, here, what the emptiness was the solidity of everything is the experience of me. The emptiness is the loss of that solidity, which is the loss of that separate experiencer, which appears in everything, really. And nothingness is what this is. So there's two different things. This is everything that appears is nothing. To a me, it seems substantial and real. And the emptiness of everything is the emptiness or the loss of the me-ness or the realness of it.
Yeah, the loss of the meanness. Because sometimes I could just be sitting here and I could still see everything as nothing or the instant insubstantiality or whatever. I don't know, this seems to happen here. Okay. But this emptiness, like I say, it's just that because it's like there's some kind of remnant of me that doesn't see itself out there anymore.
Yeah, that's the dream. That the dread has to do with the emptiness. The emptiness.
Yeah,
dread.
Definitely. Anyway, yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand. You say this thing, liberation is the end of something that never happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that mean? How is that possible? But now I totally,
Yeah.
That's got
it's
it.
amazing, isn't it? How you hear these impossible, inconceivable things, and then suddenly it's like, oh, that's what he meant.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Great, Jason. Okay, thanks, Jim.
Bye.
See you later.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
I just want to go back for a minute to the to what I was asking about in relationship to special powers and abilities, because here, if I hear simple or nothing or not real, the truth is there's nothing that knows what those things are.
Yeah.
And so I like something hears those and then they say, oh, then that means this can't happen or this can't happen or this can't happen. When really it appears, the appearance, it just seems like anything can happen. I mean, and I know you don't talk a lot about energetics, and I can't remember what occurs when in relationship to that topic, but I'm interested in that. Like none of you speak about energetic phenomena or anything like that. For all I know, you're transmitting from Saturn and it's simple and not real. I mean, I mean the appearance of you. I don't like the idea that there's any place, position that knows. Oh,
totally.
Yeah. So will you talk a little? I can't remember your.
Well, but the position, what you're talking about is actually quite conceptual. the recognition or the understanding that everything that appears is only self-referral, only self-referring, and you can't know that you know anything because it all depends upon the self-referring. And that's a concept. What I'm talking about is actually that there's no one to know or not to know. It's just simply what appears. And their question about what it is or why it is or how it is doesn't arise because it doesn't matter. It has no meaning, purpose, or intention. It's obviously already fulfilled and needless exactly as it is. So there's no question that arises about the function or the needs or the intention that the me seems to have that sort of overlays its experience of the appearance. And that is why that is illusory. It's not why it's illusory, but that's one indication of the illusoriness. It doesn't have any of those needs of meaning and purpose and intention. It's already done.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Maureen. Hey, Gabor.
Hello, Jim.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to see you.
I just wanted to ask, you said that you are coming to Vienna next March.
Yeah, that's right.
Which weekend?
It's the second weekend, I think. It'll go up on the website sometime soon.
Yeah.
And I've already got the place and everything, so it's going to happen.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, great.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye. Hi, Katerina.
Okay, I managed to unmute. However, I can't see you. I can see Gabor, I think it was. I don't know if it's the same for everybody.
I don't know. My camera's on.
Okay, now it's okay. Now it's switched.
Oh, good.
Okay. Hi, thank you for holding this meeting.
Yeah, you bet.
I was wondering if the dread of the emptiness the previous speaker spoke about, if that is one of the things that is keeping the illusion.
No.
No end.
Oh, and nothing is holding it together.
Nothing is, but
no, nothing is holding it together. It has no real existence at all. It's an illusion.
However,
there are no reasons for its appearance, and there's no reasons for its dissolution, dissolvement, dissolution. That's a good word. There's no reason for the dissolution. Yeah.
But everything. Well, in my mind, everything. I mean, there must be a reason for it to happen.
Oh, really?
What's
that?
No, sorry. There could be like reasons like basic fear of the infant, of something trying to grab and hold on to something. So
yeah, no, it's causeless. Sorry? The arising of me is causeless.
Oh, okay.
Everything, in a sense, is causeless. This is everything, and it has no cause.
So it's just another way of being. For like there is a split view of things, and there is a non-split view of things. It's just
yeah. But the split view is illusory, and the end of the illusory reveals that the non-split view is actually just nothing.
Okay, and in the split view, however, there is even if the me, I am imaginary, and that's very, very obvious that there is nobody here, but it's obvious in an intellectual way. I mean, I agree completely, it's obvious, but it's not felt. I do not feel at one. I feel separate.
So oneness isn't a feeling. And in the story of Jim, I had no idea what separation was until it stopped.
Yeah, I completely understand that what what is the non-split view, it's completely unimaginable, and there is nothing. So all I know is this, basically.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be done about this anyway, because I'm not there doing it anyway. I just think I
no. There's nothing to be done about it because it's already done. The me is looking for something, but what's longed for is nothing. And this is already that nothing which is longed for. So it's already done. That's the dilemma. That's the problem for me.
Yeah, meaning that in the past there were practices trying to get to some place.
Yeah.
And now there is the realization that nothing that is done or not done will have any change or impact whatsoever.
That's right.
So there is not even anymore a strong yearning, but naturally there is no strong yearning because the yearning is painful. So why have a yearning for something that will not cannot be controlled by? Right. So there is just living the life then. And
well, there isn't anyone doing anything. Okay, there isn't anyone living a life. Living a life is a dream.
But in the split view, it feels that way. So I have to speak that way. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't pretend. I can't pretend that there's a. So how about the fact that there is a split view has an impact on the storyline?
Yeah, it does, apparently. It does,
yeah. Because it brings out, I guess, the neurosis and all that.
Yeah.
And last little clarification, the fact that I am projecting the world outside, like you say.
Well, I don't say that, and that's not what happens.
Oh, you said it. You said in a video that it's all going on in my mind anyway, the split view. So.
Well, that's scientific. That's the scientific view of it all. And I get into science sometimes, and they, the explanation in science is that the brain is what does everything. It's what registers that. Actually, in a scientific way, the whole appearance is an illusion of the brain.
Right.
But that's not really what the message is. The message is that everything is nothing, and that if there's an experiencer, the experience is that everything is something to me.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Lucio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was late to my sadistic cult indoctrination. Yeah, it's kind of 7 o'clock is kind of early for me on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I think this is the third time I've tried to come in time, and I always miss the introduction. Okay. Let's see here. God, I kind of have two questions. They're kind of really different, so I guess I'll just have to pick one here using my free will. Let's see. Okay. For the Jim story, I'm curious. I remember you saying that Jim died trying to understand something that it couldn't understand, or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's just a story, but the story I've said is that I fell in love with something I couldn't understand and died.
Yeah. And you couldn't understand it. You couldn't say what it is.
Well, I guess in a way, I couldn't make it real for me.
You couldn't make it real. Okay.
Yeah.
So you couldn't actually fell in love with concept. Like the concept you had in your mind could not become reality. Is that kind of what you mean?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So would you say that when that happened, when the dying happened or whatever, would you say that the thought patterns that were arising started to change?
Oh, well, I mean, before that, there were all the concepts and ideas about what was longed for. And of course, that doesn't happen.
The longing for a concept of...
The longing for something else, the longing for home, the longing for wholeness, the longing for completeness. That doesn't come up anymore.
The longing doesn't come up, but...
And all those thoughts associated with that, trying to work it out, trying to make sense of it.
Yeah. Is there any thoughts of it being complete and whole now?
About that? No, there's no thoughts about it. There's sometimes, I guess you call it contemplation about this. There's an absolute in loveness, and there's something about contemplation that's sort of I guess you could say, an effect of that in loveness.
Like these like these Sufi poets that talk about love. Like, do you have like your own little poetry going on inside your head?
No, I don't.
How beautiful it all is.
No.
Not that type of contemplation. Okay.
Not that kind of, no, not written.
Okay. Let me see here. Is there okay, I guess I'll see if I can pivot to my other question. The emptiness, would you say that all words and concepts are inherently empty? Like,
oh, everything is.
Everything is, right?
Everything is inherently empty.
Yeah. Yes. And full, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And no one can know that.
No.
And it's not knowable.
No. Well, it's not separate.
Yeah.
Only what's separate can be known.
There's nothing separate, so.
There isn't anything separate. There isn't anyone for anything to be separate from.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's great. Love the free meetings, Jim.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thanks. Hello, I can't say your name.
You can call me Casey, Jim. Thank you.
Okay, Casey. Hey, Casey.
Thanks for hosting this, Jim. I'm actually new to your message. I can't say that like most of others. I can say that I completely get it. But it resonates a lot with the path I've been on, which has been influenced a lot with non-duality, Eastern philosophy. And I think in your past, whatever I have learned about you, I think you kind of also walked on the similar path, right? I mean, you with Eastern philosophy, non-duality, Ramana and all that stuff. I think you were part of those things at some part in your Jim story, I guess. My question is, I'm leading up to my question, that your message to get it, I have to be, or you have to be a seeker inherently, right? And then your intellect level has to be somewhere. Again, it's a trickery of mine that I'm expecting my intellect to be something, or my identification to be detached from my intellect. You're nodding your head, so.
Well, I'm shaking my head no, not nodding yes.
Yes.
It's not dependent on anything. The end of the separation is not dependent on anything. It's an illusion. It's not dependent upon intellect or seeking or anything else. It's not dependent. Seeking is actually the best way to not have the me fall away.
Right, but I think my question is, like, to get that message, my intellect.
No one gets it. And that you can't get it. It's not something to get. It's the end of that need of someone feeling like there's something that needs to be gotten. That somehow what's longed for is separate. It isn't. It's already this. It's actually all there is. So nothing could happen and nothing does happen. Liberation isn't something that happens. It's the end of something that already isn't happening. Separation.
But even that, what you're saying, my intellect is grasping, is at making sense of it at this very moment.
Absolutely. Yep, that happens naturally. Yep.
And then I get it. I get it.
If there's an individual there, there'll be the sense that I get it. And that will feel good for a little bit until it doesn't work. And then it'll be frustrated. And you'll either blame yourself or me for that.
But in that moment, when that frustration comes in, the message is again to see this is the nothingness.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. It's not about seeing anything. It has nothing to do with you. What it's saying is there isn't a you. You, that experience of separation is an illusion that wholeness or completeness is somewhere to be found and not everything already.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Hey, Sheer.
How can I help?
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hey.
Hi. You see, according to this message, there is no experiencer.
Yeah.
But yet there is an experiencing.
No, if there's no experiencer, there's no experience.
There is no, so because you cannot experience something if you don't know about that.
That's right. Experience is separation.
Experience is separation. And then I think to ask you about suicide.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, he did a suicide.
Yeah.
And it was, I was very much friend with him, and nobody never did think about it that he will go to suicide. Actually, suicide is also his idea, but is that a good idea?
Well, it's just no one does it. It does seem to happen sometimes, and it's still in a lot of cases, it's just the experiencer looking for a better experience.
The better experience, yes. But anyway, it surely you think like that, but to do more experience thing. But is not experiencing anymore anyway. So it is the same message which you said, which you talk about it.
Not at all. I'm not talking about the end of the experiencer. That what the suicide is trying to get rid of something that isn't already.
I couldn't understand that, sorry.
Suicide is trying to get rid of something that the message is saying is already illusory.
Yes, but he is not, I mean, he is not now, he is not nothing. He's not a person anymore. So it has to be that which you talk about it.
But it's already that which I'm talking about.
Yes, but that will be this which you talk about.
There is nothing that can bring what is about. It's already.
And it's it's very bad experience for him, but it's very bad experience around him, you know. So we don't know about his experience, what he had to do, but now there is experience, there is a longing about him.
Longing isn't an experience.
Yeah, that I buy that. That's right. Longing is something which is actually is not me.
Yeah, that's right.
Longing. Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Thanks, Shir.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Hi, Saeed.
Yeah, hi, Jim.
Hi.
Yeah. Just the intellect, is that also like what's happening in this free fall?
Yeah, there's intellect. Yeah. It's
So,
nothing appearing as intellect.
So either are there any results of the decisions being made?
Are there results of decisions being made? Apparently. Yeah, but cause and effect is only an appearance.
So is the result expecting a better experience, or
the me is always expecting or seeking a better experience.
Then the intellect says there are like two, there's the intellect and then there's a result of something.
Yeah, and both of those are appearances. The intellect is an appearance and the result of things is an appearance.
That's not two, like.
No. Well, it's not two. So what the individual seems to do is it tries to make everything one, and it's not one. It's everything is not two, and then in the sense that there's no one to know it or no one for it to be separate from. All appearance is nothing. All appearance is the same nothingness appearing. So the intellect is nothing appearing as intellect. Cause and effect is nothing appearing as cause and effect.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Hey, Arif.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I've just come down with a fever, really, since last evening, but thought I'll just come in, get my fix of Jim for the day and say hi.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah, I don't think I have any real questions at this point.
Okay.
So was just listening to all the discussions that were happening previously, and yeah, just I don't know. There is a sort of, I don't know if it's because of the fever or not, but there is a sort of non-connection with all these emotional propositions being talked about. So that's interesting. Anyway, well, I just wanted to say hi. So take care.
Great.
Yeah, and in case we don't get to meet them, and have a very happy holiday season. And,
yeah, you too. Yeah.
Next year, then.
Yeah.
Next meeting.
Yeah, I'll be in Vienna in March.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. We'll be looking forward. So
yeah, good.
Look forward to meeting you at that time.
Great.
Great. So when are you coming in March? Like at the beginning?
It's the second weekend.
Second weekend. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Looking very much forward.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take care, man. And,
thanks, man. Thanks, you
fantastic.
too. Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Nina.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. You?
Good. There is some, I don't know even how to put it, but the power of words, it's like loosening up, you know, the meaning and purpose. Every word's got a definition, 10,000 definitions, what it means, and where you put it. It just recently, it's been like that meaning of the words and the definitions are just loose, you know, they are not there. It feels like there is, I get it, what's the word mean, but there is no continuing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
okay,
I do.
I understand that, not I, because there is some, yeah, okay. But there is the end of that.
Yeah, yeah, sweet.
It's like really feeling that when that happens, that emptiness, it's present, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's a cool place.
Yeah.
Like, it's really like there is no story then.
That's right.
So kind of like I'm feeling this because there was a moment where it was like that me was so bombarding, you know, like so entangled, and you feel like, oh my God, what's going on, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like, that's impossible. It's like, just like, you know, so anyway, it's kind of a feeling this meaning and purpose and value to the words and thoughts and stories. It's just falling apart. It's not kind of this emptiness. It's something that, I don't know, maybe it's me, but I really sense that it's losing its value.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, great.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Nina.
Talk to you soon.
Hey, Lucio.
Hey. Does anything have value?
No.
Does if a bunch of people agree that something has value, does it have value?
Well, so I mean, there aren't a bunch of people.
There just appears to be people, or
there just appears to be.
There's thoughts that
there's just
I'm
bodies.
a person. There's bodies.
And the value, which I'm saying nothing has, is the value that the me imposes on the appearance as that has to do with intention to become something. Something is valuable to me becoming, or has no value because it's not going to help me to become. So in that way, this message really reflects that, because it has no value to the me, none whatsoever. But of course, in the world, there's apparent value of money and.
Yeah, there's like money and property and that type of stuff, credit scores and whatnot.
Yeah.
I just wonder if because the message, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really land anywhere. Like it has doesn't really take a position in a way. It's more of a negation or of I guess so.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think it's a negation. It's equilibrium. There's an acknowledgement. There's an acknowledgement that there's an illusory experience, which is looking for something for itself, which it feels is hidden somewhere in more experience. And it also says that what's longed for, which the individual doesn't do, the individual isn't longing, is what is already. And what is already complete and fulfilled.
That sounds really good.
Oh, not for anyone though.
Nah, but it does sound quite good. Yeah. Is it? I don't know. It just seems strange that people talk about this and show up to meetings. No way.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say anything, but it makes noises and sounds that have no value. It's like
but there can be a resonance. There can be some sense that what's being said is coming from something that's longed for, beyond the needs of the individual for more experience.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I don't know. It's just fascinating how these types of messages seem to resonate, as you say.
Yeah.
So there's no, even the resonance, like it's not resonating to anyone. Like there's no. It's just another thought that.
No, it's not a thought. It's definitely not
resonating. So resonating, no, it's not a concept or a thought.
No. It's an inner, and you might say it might be noticed as an inner yes, or even just a relaxation around hearing this. For me, it was a sense of being home.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. For me, like it was I would get these glimpses, and I would get like that stuff when I was much younger, and so but there was never any context for what that was.
Yeah,
so,
totally. Yeah.
So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I tried to talk to some people about it, and they just kind of looked at me like, dude, what?
Yeah.
And, but when I started hearing stuff like this, it was just like, I don't know. It was just like something was like, whoa, hey.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense, but it's something's landing somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Take care.
You too.
Bye. All right, folks. Thanks very much. Take care.